make that a tradition every Friday. I know, it's great. You're just, most of you are rolling your eyes at this point, or maybe you've even stopped this video, but if you're still watching, hello, welcome. It is Friday. So for today, a few things. First and foremost, there is no new science or history assignments. That means check your math and English classes, those Google Classrooms, because you likely have something to be working on in there. Something else that I sent out, so I sent it out on Thursday, I sent it out on Google Classroom and in an email, and then you're going to see it again today, at least like the link being shared, and I think I sent an email again for today. I'd scheduled it right when Miss Sainer had sent it to us just so I wouldn't forget. That's what I'm saying, I think. But class superlatives, that is, so if you're like, what the heck is that? What it is it's like those, you're nominating people like messiest locker or cleanest locker. There's lots of other ones that are on there too. But you're going through and it's like those class superlatives. So go through, be thoughtful, have that. It's a tradition that we have at the end of 8th grade every year, and Miss Zaner and the student council is who like kind of gets the ball rolling on that. And they still want to make sure that we had that this year, even though we've had other things that we're not able to have happen. So be thoughtful, fill that out. It should only take a few minutes. Just submit it once is all that's needed, but go ahead and do that. If you're wondering, I had a class superlative. So not everyone gets a class superlative. There's usually like, it's not billions of categories. It sounded like probably 10, maybe 15. But I had a class superlative when I was in high school. Anyone have an idea? Take a few minutes to guess. You're going to be like, of course, that's what you had, Miss Maratik. I was goody two shoes. How that happened is, honestly, like my class didn't necessarily know who they were going to pick. And what happened is I was in my chemistry class, or well, my science teacher, I think I was in AP Chem in my senior year, and I had to come in and make up a quiz or a test or a lab, something like that. And when I came in, I was like, oh, I'll make sure to put all my things away. Like, I'll just take it at the back of the room, because she was having class, but she knew I could handle taking a quiz and not disrupt the whole class. And I'm like, I'm not cheating. I won't, oh my gosh, like I'll make sure. And then some people who were my friends were like, yep, that's you. We're putting you down for goody two shoes. So I had a class superlative. So that's what it is. I don't know if that's one of the categories here for the middle school. That was one in my high school, but you probably are like, yep, that's accurate. So do that. Take some time to finish that up. And then some other things. Right now, you might have heard that the whole safer at home order was overturned by the Supreme Court. Now, something to remember, something to keep in mind. So schools are still closed through the end of June. So July 1st is when schools tentatively can be looking to not like completely reopen, but looking to open up those buildings more freely. Right now, even though the safer at home order is lifted, it's not like we should just go out and like, oh, everything is back to normal, everything will be fine. We got a long road, and I don't know when or if we're ever going to have that normal again. Miss Sainer and I, when we went on that trip, when we had to cancel Charleston, and then we did go north, we're like, this might be the last time we have normal. And so, yeah, on the 13th, Friday the 13th, that might have been the last day we had a normal day of class. And at least for a while, I don't know, I don't have the answers. But just when you are going about your day, if you are going out, remember the things, face masks are important. Washing your hands, keeping distance from others, those are all still super important. I know as far as wearing a face mask, it's not my favorite thing to do. Not really, but I do wear one, and when you're wearing your face mask, you're not necessarily wearing it because it's protecting you. It's more that you are protecting that other people won't, if you are possibly asymptomatic, which means you're not like showing signs of coronavirus, but maybe it's in the early stages, you're making sure other people aren't like breathing in any breath that you're letting out. So that's what the point of the face mask is. It's not like you're wearing it and you're like, oh, I'm perfect. I can stand 4 inches from someone and be fine. So when you're wearing a face mask, I mean, I wear one not because I'm like, oh, I love this and I need to be safe. It's like, I want to make sure I'm protecting others. And yes, in a sense, I'm wanting to try and protect myself as well. I know when I go out to the campground, I'm really the only worker that wears one because I'm the one that gets left inside, which is fine. I've worked at campgrounds. This is my 9th year. Can you believe that? 5th year there. So, I mean, I get why I'm left inside, and that's okay, but I'm working with customers, so I make sure I'm wearing a face mask, even though my ears start to hurt a little bit at the end of the day. But a face mask is better than a ventilator. So I think of that. Also, I think of the fact that I am, like, quote unquote, one of the oldest people working there, really, like, as far as the staff goes. So I need to be the leader. I need to be the role model and tell myself, suck it up, buttercup, and just keep going. So even though I don't love to, there's also that aspect. When I wear it at the campground, I'll be honest, I feel kind of stupid because I'm the only one really wearing it. There are other people that do wear it every now and then, but in general, I'm the only one. When I go to Walmart, though, I don't feel so stupid because a lot of people are wearing one. So it's something. Make sure you're protecting yourself. Make sure you're protecting others. So use good judgment. We're not out of the woods yet. I'm sorry to say that, but we're not out of the woods yet. So we can still look, though. There's still a lot of positive in the world. Kind of feeling like we're getting a little like down, Debbie Downer, negative stuff. Like there's still a lot of good things coming. I've heard, because I work at the campground and there's a pool there, that like the Dells, they're like, that's people, crowds, tourism, pools, water, that's where their income comes from. And I've heard words that there's a possibility that things are going to be opening up a little bit. I don't think it'll ever quite be like, go to Mount Olympus and there's a bajillion people there. But we can look for the good things that are there. So despite less than stellar, always try and find, there's always got to be something a little good happening at the end of it. So let me know, though, if you have any questions, if you need any help. Oh my goodness, you guys, as I go on, as I'm correcting, quote unquote, grading, giving feedback, I'm really proud of you guys. You guys are doing a lot of good things and you're continuing your learning. So keep that up. I mean, that's the key, is you're continuing your learning. I know you might miss an assignment here or there. I understand, something might come up, but keep learning. That's the big thing. That's your job right now. That's what you can do. So keep it up. We've got a lot of awesome people. Gosh, that sounds really like, I really do mean it, though. That didn't sound very sincere, but I do mean it. We got a lot of awesome people. I'm really sad we're not ending the school year getting to see each other because this year was going so well. But I still get to see you possibly for 4 more years, which that does make me happy. So on to something a little bit more happy is I kind of made it my theme of the week of a little techie tricks and tips. Now, some of these you might already know, some of them you might know, but I thought I would share them. So where I'm going to is, this is like just some shortcuts within your keyboard these are ones that I love and literally use every day. So I'm going to open up a new document, and I was planning for this a little bit. So some things that you might be able to use or you might see that are useful this is like copying and pasting and stuff. So this was the email actually that Ms. Zahner sent to me to say, hey, can you send this out? Or this is me sending it out to you guys. But she's like, can you send this along to all the students? So when I go to do that, something I can do, so here, because I don't want to copy everything, I do need to copy it as I need. But once I've selected it all, I can go Control-C. If you're on a MacBook, it's Command-C. As in C as in cat, but Control-C. And then when I go over to the document I want, I can go Control-V, or if you're on a MacBook, it's Command-V. And then it looks like that. Now, you guys know me. And Ms. Zahner feels very strongly about the fonts that she uses. I feel very strongly about the fonts I use. So there's a way that I can get a few ways I can get this into the correct format. So that was copy and that was paste. Control-C as in cat, Control-V as in Victor. So then here, this is everything I want to select. So something I can do is go Control-A, and that's going to select everything on the page. So then from here, if I want, I could go ahead and change it. Usually, like my default is going to cabin condensed, so then it looks like this. Now if I'm like, ooh, I don't like that, there's another shortcut, Command or Control Z. So that's undo, Control Z as in zebra, and then it goes back to what I want it to be. After I've gone after it looks like this, so then I click off and I'm like, you know what? I don't know about this, and I didn't want to have to go through that extra step. Something you can do, so I'm going to get rid of all of this, is go Control Shift V, and it'll put it in here. Oh, I guess because that my formatting. My format has already been, let's go. We need to go all the way back. There we go. My format was kind of being held already. So if I go all the way back though, I can go Control Shift V as in Victor, and it will automatically format to whatever font I'm currently on. So if my default was set as Cabin Condensed, that's why I had to go back a little bit. Look at that. Puts it right into the font and the size that I want. This can be useful if you're needing to get something off of more than just an email. I'll leave it there because otherwise you're like, don't use this to be kind. Don't use this for bad. Some other shortcuts that I use all the time that you guys might use. I use that Control A, or if you're on a MacBook, it's Command A. I use all of these really quite often, but if I want to bold anything, that's Control B, B as in boy. If I want to, so I'm going to undo that with Control Z. If I want to underline something, that's Control U, U as in like underlying, I don't know, umbrella. So I'm going to undo that. And then Control I italicizes everything. I know, you guys are like, whoa, that was a lot of them. So you need to go back, rewatch that little part, whatever. Those are some of my like favorite little shortcuts that I use all the time. And you guys know my use of whiteout and how often that is. Control Z is like, that's my big one. So hopefully you learned a little something. Maybe you can use that going into the future. I think next week, Monday, I will continue my little escapade into techie tricks, and we'll learn a few more things. So have a great day, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a great weekend. It's Friday.